Hey there, movie lovers. Welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're heading to the dark and dangerous streets of Gotham City as we take a closer look at the 1989 superhero classic Batman. Directed by Tim Burton and starring Michael Keaton as the Caped Crusader alongside Jack Nicholson as the unforgettable Joker, this film changed superhero movies forever and became a worldwide phenomenon. So grab your cape, fire up the Batmobile and join us as we uncover 20 things you never knew about Batman. As development on a Batman film began, studio executives were still heavily influenced by the campy style of the 1960s television series. Executive producer Michael Uslan recalled that when he first attempted to secure the rights, the only interested studio was CBS, and only if they could make a film titled Batman in Outer Space. Uslan eventually secured the rights in 1979, and even after Warner Brothers agreed to move forward, years were spent developing the script, meaning Batman took a full decade to finally reach cinemas in 1989. In Tom Mankiewicz's original script, Dick Grayson, otherwise known as Robin, had a role in the film, which focused on the origins of Batman. The script went through multiple rewrites, gradually diminishing Grayson's character. Ultimately, Robin was deemed irrelevant and was removed from the shooting script. Fans would have to wait until the 1995 film Batman Forever, featuring Val Kilmer as Batman, to see Robin in action again. The road to casting and directing Batman involved an astonishing number of major Hollywood names. Actors considered for Batman included Mel Gibson, Bill Murray, Kevin Costner, William Dafoe, Tom Selleck, Harrison Ford, Charlie Sheen, Ray Liotta and Pierce Brosnan, who later admitted regretting turning down the role. For the Joker, Jack Nicholson faced competition from names such as James Woods, David Bowie and Robin Williams, who reportedly desperately wanted the part. Even the director's chair nearly went elsewhere, with filmmakers including Joe Dante and Ivan Reitman attached before Tim Burton was chosen. Producers also briefly considered Eddie Murphy for Robin, before the character was removed from the film altogether. Every great Batman needs the ability to deliver the iconic line, "I'm Batman," in a cool voice, as we've seen in various screen adaptations of the character. Michael Keaton solidified his place as Batman by uttering those very words in the first scene. However, the script initially had a more elaborate exchange, ending with Batman saying, "I am the Knight." Recognizing the value of simplicity, Keaton suggested the modification. He would simply whisper, "I'm Batman." This small but significant innovation has stood the test of time and remains one of the most memorable hero introductions in film. In the 1980s, Michael Keaton was best known for his comedy roles on TV and in films such as Mr. Mom and Night Shift, so the idea of casting him as Gotham's dark vigilante seemed strange to many people. They feared that Burton's direction would turn Bruce Wayne into a more comedic character, influenced by Keaton's background and Beetlejuice. Over 50,000 protest letters were sent to Warner Brothers, demanding a reconsideration of the casting choice. Producer Michael Uslan even recalled thinking someone was playing a prank on him when Keaton's name was first suggested. However, when the film was released, Keaton's performance received praise from critics and audiences. From the very beginning, Uslan believed Nicholson was the perfect actor to play the Joker, and admitted he was over the moon when the production finally secured him for the role. For Nicholson, well, he was laughing all the way to the bank. Not only did Nicholson receive top billing over Keaton, but his deal for playing the Joker secured him an incredibly lucrative salary that was groundbreaking in 1989 and remains astonishing even by today's standards. In addition to a substantial upfront fee of $6 million, Nicholson also negotiated a percentage of the film's profits, merchandising and future sequels, despite never reprising his role as the Joker or appearing in any other Batman movie. Estimates vary, but it's generally believed that Nicholson earned around $50 to $60 million once everything was said and done. With a payday like that, you would certainly have plenty to grin about. In the original Batman comics created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger, as well as in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, Thomas and Martha Wayne are murdered during a random mugging by low-level criminal Joe Chill. However, 1989's Batman controversially changed the story by revealing that a young Jack Napier, the future Joker, was responsible for killing Bruce Wayne's parents. According to screenwriter Sam Hamm, the twist was not part of the original vision, and he initially convinced Tim Burton to reconsider it. However, a writer's strike forced Hamm to leave the production, and Burton later reinstated the scene, making it one of the film's most debated creative decisions among Batman fans. Also, in earlier drafts, the character of roving reporter Alexander Knox was originally intended to meet his demise during the Joker's gas attack on the streets of Gotham. However, actor Robert Wuhl's portrayal of Knox led to a change of heart, and his life was spared. Despite this change, the filmmakers still wanted to incorporate heartbreaking tragedy into the story. At one point, there were plans to have the Joker kill Vicky Vale towards the end, creating personal motivation for Batman to defeat him. Ultimately, there was a re-evaluation of these ideas, and the drive to give Batman a personal reason to take down the Joker was, of course, the murder of his parents. The Batmobile in the 1960s TV series was based on a Lincoln Futura, a concept car modified with the vehicle's iconic red and black design. For Tim Burton's darker Batman adaptation, however, the Batmobile was completely redesigned. Inspired by jet aircraft, salt-flat racers, and Sir Malcolm Campbell's record-breaking Blue Bird, the new Batmobile featured a sleek, futuristic appearance with its famous front turbine. After failed tries using a Jaguar and a Ford Mustang chassis, the final version was built on a 6th-generation Chevrolet Impala. Burton initially chose Sean Young, best known for Blade Runner, to play Vicky Vale, Bruce Wayne's love interest in the film. Young spent several weeks involved in Batman's pre-production before suffering a serious injury after falling from a horse while practicing for a scene that was later cut. With filming due to begin in just a week, producers were forced to find a replacement quickly and cast Kim Basinger, who joined the production almost overnight. Although much of the final film came from Hamm's script, rewrites continued throughout production, including the climactic showdown between Batman and the Joker inside Gotham City's clock tower. According to co-star Robert Wuhl, the ending was inspired by Jack Nicholson and John Peters after they attended a performance of The Phantom of the Opera during filming and watched the Phantom make his final stand in a tower. Afterwards, they became convinced Batman needed a similar finale. Work on writing the tower sequence began the very next day. Although Tim Burton was already heavily involved in the production, he was not immediately confirmed as the director of the film. Warner Brothers first became interested in him following the success of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But according to Burton, the studio waited to see how Beetlejuice performed before officially giving him the job. He later explained that the studio had been waiting to see whether Beetlejuice succeeded financially before committing to him as director. Batman fans still joke about the original suit and Keaton's inability to turn his head. But those restrictions actually helped shape Keaton's performance. Keaton explained that his portrayal was heavily influenced by an early mishap while filming. Attempting to turn his head in the suit caused part of the costume to tear open, forcing him to rethink how Batman should move. He later explained that he adapted by making Batman move in a stiff, statue-like manner, which suited the character perfectly. Michael Keaton also had some unusual ideas about Batman and Bruce Wayne's split personality. After studying bats to prepare for the role, Keaton suggested scenes that reflected Bruce Wayne's strange behaviour, including one where Vicky Vale finds him sleeping upside down like a bat in Wayne Manor. He also proposed a physical transformation between Bruce Wayne and Batman, complete with a trance-like sequence, though the idea was cut from the final film. Production designer Anton Furst devoted enormous effort to creating the film's highly influential version of Gotham City, and the production was determined to bring his vision to life in full detail. More than $5 million was spent transforming the backlot at Pinewood Studios into Gotham City, and the finished film clearly reflects the production's dedication to large-scale practical effects and set design. Batman featured original songs written by Prince, who created so much material for the project that it essentially became a full album. However, even before he was officially brought on board, his music was already shaping the atmosphere of the film. During the parade sequence and the Joker's destructive museum rampage, Burton played Prince songs on set to help establish the tone of the scenes. Today, Danny Elfman is considered one of cinema's greatest composers, but at the time of Batman, he had never scored a major blockbuster. While meeting with Tim Burton and producer John Peters, Elfman sensed skepticism about his involvement, until Burton asked him to play The March, the piece that became Batman's iconic theme. According to Elfman, Peters reacted so enthusiastically that he nearly danced around the room. By the time Batman approached release, it had already become a cultural phenomenon, with the film's marketing campaign creating a frenzy among fans. People were reportedly buying tickets to completely different films simply to watch the first trailer, while bootleg copies of early footage began circulating. The poster featuring the Batman logo became so sought after that people even broke into bus stations just to steal it. Although studio executives had resisted the idea of a darker Batman film for years, the movie ultimately redefined box office expectations. It became the first film ever to earn $100 million within 10 days. And it was the most successful film in Warner Bros. History at the time, and finished as the highest-grossing film of 1989. That success did not even include the enormous revenue generated from toys and merchandise connected to the film. After 3 decades away from the role, Keaton finally returned as Bruce Wayne in The Flash from 2023, marking his first appearance as Batman since Batman Returns. His comeback was heavily promoted as one of the film's biggest selling points, and generated enormous excitement among longtime fans who had grown up with Burton's original films. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about Batman. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.